I was in my room with my eyes closed, doing something weird. I'm no longer in my room though. I'm in class with my friends and I just said a joke that made them burst out into laughter. I see their faces light up, their big huge smile, and I'm laughing with them too. And I look around and I feel confident and just good in general. Then I go outside and I see them. It's some girls that I've been speaking to. So I go up to them, I speak to them, I start laughing with them, teasing them, having fun with them. But then I open my eyes and I don't feel normal. I feel this excitement in my chest. My confidence has skyrocketed and I'm hyped to go to school to recreate this imagination. And guess what? Everything that I pictured in my mind happened almost exactly as I imagined it in my own mind in real life. And the reason I told you that mini story was to really tell you how powerful visualizations are. There's one habit that can take you 3 minutes that can literally buff your confidence for the entire day. So picture this, imagine you're back in school or you're just at school and imagine nothing's going your way. Like you're just trying to be social, trying to make people laugh, you're trying to just crack some jokes, but just nobody's really that receptive, nobody really wants to talk to you. Let's just imagine this, like nobody wants to talk to you, your jokes aren't hitting, usually you're pretty confident but for some reason just this day isn't going your way. And you're just sitting there in class, just kind of bored really. Now imagine you go out to lunch. You're not going to be as confident after having that kind of boring, mundane, not really that fun class beforehand. Now think about this, is that most people just kind of hope that they have a good day instead of almost creating it. And I used to be exactly like this. I used to almost hope that I'll have a good day at school. Instead of creating that good day at school, I thought it was just down to chance of me having a good day or having a bad day. But in reality, it was actually full of my control. And the evil part about this story slash analogy that I just told you is that once you kind of don't get that positive feedback loop, for example, you say a joke, nobody laughs, you're not really that social because nobody's really that receptive, they just, I don't know, they just try. And because nothing's really going your way, you kind of focus on the things that aren't going your way. It's almost like kind of when you think of just spotting red cars. For example, when you're just going around your day, you don't really focus on any cars, you just kind of see cars going around. But if you focus, for example, in only red cars, you're going to start seeing a lot of red cars. I thought that they just spawn magically out of nowhere. It's just that now you're actually spotting them because you have that goal in your mind, that intention. Now imagine this same story, but everything's just going the opposite way. Everything is going your way. You're making people laugh. People are actually being social in your class. You're actually having such a good time. You're not bored sitting kind of in the corner of the class. You're actually having fun, socializing, speaking to people, and everything's just going kind of your way. Now imagine after class, you're probably going to feel way more confident and social because you just had that amazing class where you just were social, you had fun, you had like so many little wins, if you would call them. And this is literally what is called the winner effect, because once you start winning, your mind would just automatically expect to continue winning. For example, if you were just really social, really fun, then after you leave that class, you're probably still going to be in that social, happy mood, and you're going to be way more likely to speak to people, to speak to girls. And this is something that definitely happens to me, and this is something that I try to leverage a lot, just being as social, as fun as possible, so I can carry that out throughout the whole school day, so I don't have to basically just be bored sitting in a corner and not really speaking to anyone, and kind of carry out that social wave. But why would you care about this? And the thing is that you can literally trick your mind into thinking that it had a good day and trigger the winner effect. So answer this question for me. What happens when you visualize bored? Your dick gets hard, you get stimulated. Why? Because your body literally reacted to what it saw in your mind. So why not visualize yourself being successful and therefore getting your body ready to succeed? Just like when you visualize a sexual image, you just visualize success. Just like the story I told you at the beginning of the video, I visualized it so vividly, I had so much focus into it that my mind couldn't tell the difference between that imagination and real life. That is why I got almost that hypeness in my chest, that excitement in my chest to recreate that day. Because my mind thought that, oh, I just had an amazing day, so I carry out the winner effect. Because in our minds, we have this thing called the success mechanism, and that is whenever you obsess over a goal or something, it's just gonna relentlessly try and find opportunities to actually achieve it. For example, why do you think when you're obsessing over a project or you're just obsessing over something, when you're in the shower, you're just walking, or you're just about to go to bed, you get ideas for it? It's because your success mechanism is working inside of you. So think about it this way, you spend 3 minutes to visualize and you get literally a 50% buff to your confidence for your entire day, plus the winner effect. It's almost like playing a video game where you have the option to use this potion that makes you stronger, that makes you faster, that makes you basically just better than other players, or just not using it. Obviously, you're going to want to pick it because it's going to give you an advantage over other people. And this is basically what visualizations are. They literally just are an advantage that you can use over people. But the catch is that you're not going to get any of these buffs if you don't visualize correctly. And you do that by actually convincing your brain that what you're visualizing, it's almost like equal to real life. You got to visualize with emotion, and you do that by visualizing vividly. So let me give you an analogy so you can understand this better. Let's say you have this friend, he comes up to you and he says, in the next few years I'm going to be making 10k per month through drop shipping. and he tells you like just vaguely how he's gonna do. He says, oh, I found this product and I'm just gonna put it for sale, and that's about it. And you ask him a few questions and he doesn't even know the answers to you, like, oh, how are you gonna advertise? And he goes like, I'm not sure. Like, obviously you're not gonna believe him. He just kind of tells you how he's gonna do it vaguely. Now imagine the same guy came up to you, but now he breaks down the whole system on how he's gonna do it. And whenever you ask him a single question, he knows straight the answer to it. How are you gonna advertise it? Oh, I've seen this, I've done this, I know how to do it because I've seen these other people succeed in this way. And you go like, oh damn, I actually believe this guy, because he tells you in so much detail, so much vividness. And it's the same with your mind. When you're not vivid, it's almost like this friend who's not vivid on his details. You're not gonna believe him, your mind is not gonna believe it, and therefore you're just gonna really waste your time and it's not gonna give you any of the benefits. Compared to when you visualize vividly, someone like this friend, he comes up to you and he tells you all the details. Whenever you ask him something, he gets the answer to it. And the way you visualize vividly is actually just using all your 5 senses that you have. For example, think about it. The way you know anything is real, for example, only way I know this is real is because I can see it and I can touch it. If any other way, like for example, if you can't see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, touch it, literally your 5 senses are the only way you know anything is real. And it's kind of crazy to think about. Literally only 5 things that let you know that like just reality is reality. For example, this, I can see it and I can touch it. I can't really, well, technically I can taste it if I bite it, but it probably won't be that nice. And this is all talked about in the book Psycho-Cybernetics. I have it right there. Basically just visualization, self-image. There was this one story where it says that this guy literally visualized the way he was standing, the way he was presenting, like basically everything. You almost have to visualize the room you're in, the feelings that you're going to be feeling. The sentence that this book used is actually visualize almost like if it was a reality. Feel the emotions almost like if it was a reality. For example, if you visualize a bull coming straight to your face, if it was real life, you're probably going to flinch and you're going to feel a little bit scared. You almost have to recreate those same emotions in your mind. For example, if you just see a bull thrown at your face and you don't really like feel any emotion or any fear, then your mind's not going to really believe it's real. It's going to think that, oh, it's just an imagination. For example, things you can visualize is the floor you're standing on, how you feel, the emotions, literally your clothes. You can literally visualize everything, like touch, sight, smell, scent. Like literally the one that I really like to do is almost visualize the room you're in. That's just a simple one that really helps, that I used to struggle with until I actually implemented this. And then is when my visualizations actually started benefiting me to a whole new level. So it's cool and all to know how to do visualizations and how to benefit from them. But if you don't do them, then you're not going to get the benefits of them. So I wanted to actually give you like a mini step-to-step tutorial on how to like implement this into your life so you can actually do it consistently and actually get the benefits from it. So I remember I was watching this one video. I was talking about this study where they got 2 groups of people. They both got the same motivational speech, motivational presentation, and it was about going to the gym. And for some reason, almost everybody that got this motivational speech didn't really go to the gym, and let alone even stayed consistent with it. But the second group had one minor addition to this presentation, and literally almost more than half of them, more than I think it was 80% of them, were able to stay consistent at the gym. And literally the tiny difference was something that's literally talked about in Atomic Habits, and it's called implementation intention. And it's literally just answering these 2 questions of when and where you're going to do this habit. For example, in our case, it's going to be visualizations. So you might think this is so basic, but this study literally proves that it literally had almost like an 80% increase in the ability for you to stay consistent with it. So you might as well just try it out. So literally just think about what is the time and a place that you can do it. For example, you can say in your room, in my morning routine. That's something that I do. Or you can say, just literally think about any time that you can do visualizations, and then just use the implementation intention, time and location. And the reason I really wanted to give you this small kind of mini guide was because most people don't really do this. When I'm watching videos on YouTube, they just kind of tell me tactics. They just throw tactics at my face, but they don't tell you how to apply them. Like, yeah, you can do them on your own, like you should be able to, but sometimes when you're watching a video, you just kind of like, just not really thinking too much, you're just kind of consuming the video. So it's kind of helpful to have this. So just remember, implementation, intention, time and location. It's something that you can literally use for your entire life from now. Now that you know that you can use it for the next video that you're going to watch. Maybe it talks about, I don't know, this other habit or this habit that you've been slacking on. This actually helps you to get back into habits. For example, let's say you haven't been meditating. You can just tell yourself, oh, I'm going to meditate at 5 p.m. in my kitchen after coming back from the gym. That's something that I could do, for example. So with that said, thank you for spending your time productively with me, and good luck and bye.